This program is sponsored by Village Pizza and Pasta, located at 1029 Boston Post Road, Mamaroneck, New York.
Tonight on The Local Live, new developments on Hampshire Country Club spark heated discussions. The spray park at Harbor Islands Beach is new and improved. Treat the father figure in your life to a day at a gentleman's salon. And Mamaroneck's Boy Scout Troop 2 has the largest group of Eagle Scouts in its 100-year history. Good evening. It's Thursday, June 13th. I'm Mike Witch. Welcome to The Local Live. Last night, the developers of the proposed residences at the Hampshire Country Club presented project updates to the Village of Mamaroneck Planning Board. The four main areas of concern include flooding, stormwater, soil import, and traffic. However, tensions rose between board members and developers on disagreements on the proposal.
So are you basically telling us, after you've analyzed all the different methods and ways to deal with this, that Cooper Road extension and modification is the only way that you've found that can safely remove people from harm's way? That's the best you can do. Is that right? I would expect you would have given us your best.
That I assume, yes, in a worst-case scenario, is a reasonable and viable measure for allowing people to ingress and egress from the site.
No other way.
Whereas many of the people who are living there in existing housing and there and throughout Mamaroneck and throughout the villages will have no way to access, and will have much worse conditions than we have planned and designed this project for.
But you're putting hundreds of people into this project. That's the difference, and that's why we're here.
There's thousands and thousands of people living in these areas, hundreds of thousands throughout the metropolitan area. This site is designed to be able to handle them and to give them a viable access, ingress and egress where there's the worst case condition. That's all we can do. That satisfies. Let me take one step further. It certainly satisfies SECRA, and that's the point that I keep coming back to.
Mamaroneck Town is applying for funding for two projects through the Federal Community Development Block Grant Program of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD. Both projects aim to increase safety and quality of life for low to moderate income residents and involve improvements for pedestrians and at the senior center. The projects will be discussed at a public hearing on June 19th. Applications are due on June 28th. Westchester County and its municipalities haven't received development grants from the federal government in 8 years.
We would file a grant application for both interior and exterior improvements to the senior center. We will go through hopefully a second round of grant awards and do further renovations to the building for the senior citizens. The second project that we are suggesting that the board submit for a grant application is for sidewalk replacement and improvements along Harmon Drive near the Girl Scout house. This is a project that falls within what we call the low and moderate income zone as established by the federal government. The sidewalks in this location are in fair to poor condition, and so it is an eligible project for the grant.
Mamaroneck Village is proposing to add a records access officer and develop new policies and procedures to govern requests under the Freedom of Information Law. The policies provide a definition of a reasonable request and an appeals process when a request is denied. The village has been struggling with handling FOIL requests under the current system.
This comes at a cost. The staff time that is needed to answer all these FOILs is vast. I would venture a guess that the staff spends more time answering FOILs than they do doing administrative work for the Board of Trustees. And I don't want to restrict anyone's access to needed and wanted materials. But there is a question of being.
The spray park at Harbor Island Park is open again after a renovation. The changes address previous safety concerns with the 16-year-old facility and add new features, including a seahorse and a palm tree.
Components were not as desirable as a palm tree and a seahorse. So we decided as a board and with the funding for the village that we wanted to refresh it and make it more safe and fun.
Like my nightmare come true. And 1, 2, 3, whoa! Come on, you're gonna help me turn it on. Come on.
I want to say October or November when we were talking about it, and we called in a couple companies to give us an idea to change these cannons that we had that were outdated. And we had a complaint.
We're just excited that we got an upgrade to the spray ground. It's been a numerous years in the need. We're thankful to the village and the brand trustees for helping us get this done. And it's such a great asset for our
Well, you know, the spray pump was put in 16 years ago, so this is a refreshing and rejuvenation for a new generation of children. You know, it helped bring people back to the beach, to enliven the beach. People are beginning to discover how beautiful we have it here.
I came from 5 generations of teachers. Losing my job was the bottom falling out of my world.
This past Sunday, 6 members of Boy Scout Troop 2 in Mamaroneck became Eagle Scouts, the largest group to earn the highest rank in the troop's 100-year history. Here are highlights from the ceremony held at St. Thomas Episcopal Church.
I got started in kindergarten with a lot of my other friends. I think it was like almost 20 kids, because someone in my class had said, hey, my mom's running this Boy Scout meeting and you should come. And I went, and it was a lot of fun, and I've just continued with it. With some people falling off, but I stuck with it with these guys, and we got here.
All my friends who stayed with me, well, after a bunch dropped out, if everybody would stay here, I don't know if I would have continued. I'm thankful for sticking with me.
These gentlemen have been by my side since the beginning, and I'm going to get through this without crying, forgive me. This has been a long 12 years and a very fulfilling 12 years. I'd like to say to each one of these men who will always have a special place in my heart. We all grew up together during those years, and I was
learned how to be a better part of my community and help other people, and how to be a leader, and like plan a project and follow through with it.
Each of those projects that you gentlemen have achieved, which is the sort of the tail end of all your accomplishments in Seattle, this is not something that a person can do. Not only people in your age, but people in our age, that we start a project and we complete it professionally, and we convince everybody to help us do that. That is a sign of maturity, regardless of what your age is. And that's something.
The move comes 4 days after her blackface comment that provoked a firestorm.
In an era of media consolidation and globalization, the PEG channels root our media in local communities, in local voices, and that is absolutely indispensable.
A lot of people are able to get job training, information, just from using public access.
This is about the arts. This is about accessibility. This is about transparency.
Great youth media programs giving people second chances and being able to learn new skills.
PEG stations give viewers critical information about their communities and offer an important platform for local residents. PEG channels connect us to our communities, and they enrich our lives every single day of the year. The FCC should work for communities, not powerful cable companies. This battle is a lot like the fight for net neutrality. Net neutrality is really about every voice, no matter how small, being heard. The same is true here with the PEG channels.
The main threat facing media centers nationwide is that the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, is going to redefine how we receive our funding.
It will impact the people who we're trying to serve. They're actually paying for us in their cable bill. And now all of a sudden the cable operator is taking their money, then deducting it from us.
They cannot be in a position where they basically force the shuttering of PEG channels all across our country.
We need Congress to tell the FCC that they're out of bounds.
It's pretty clear to me that the FCC is an agency that does the public's will begrudgingly, and it fits and starts.
We're talking about supporting causes, charities, education, youth, seniors, democracy.
This is not a left issue, this is not a right issue, this is an everybody issue.
If you care about protecting local community access television, raise your voices.
For more than 3 years, the Fine Men's Salon of Westchester has been offering an array of grooming services with a personal touch. Keep the salon in mind as Father's Day is right around the corner. Owner Carmela Kinnelly tells the local Live what makes her business special.
The Fine Men's Salon of Westchester is the only men's salon in Westchester County. I don't know of any other men's per se salon that caters only to men. We do haircuts, traditional hot shaves, facials, waxing, color, manicure, pedicure, scalp treatments, anything to do with pampering and looking and feeling good, and it's just for men. I chose doing a men's salon for the sheer fact that men feel that they don't have a place to actually come in and get their hair colored and cut and do waxing without feeling maybe uncomfortable. Maybe they can walk around with their color in their hair or get services done without having, women around. I do feel like this is their place. There are tons of salons around catered towards men and women, a unisex salon. This one's geared just for men. I would have to say I'm very proud of my salon family, but I do feel that we offer something that's much more than just cutting hair. It's more of an experience when you come here. You actually feel good once you leave. When you enter, you feel good because our customer service is so great. I can't imagine anyone coming in here and not being greeted by a smile or a handshake or being offered something to drink. It's the culture of my salon. That's how I want it, as if you were coming into my home. I chose this location because of its diversity and the hustle and bustle of Mamaroneck Avenue, and the culture here is it's very energetic. So many great restaurants on the avenue, which gives us a lot of exposure. We're offering for this Father's Day to take care of all of our dads, grandpas, and any special men in your life. We highly recommend doing the nose, ear, and eyebrow waxing, but the nose waxing is probably one of my most gratifying services in here because it's something that just is so life-changing, but aesthetically from the outside and from the inside.
And here's some of what's happening around town. Tomorrow night is Larchmont's 2019 Sprint to Flint. Both runs will begin and end at Flint Park. The 1-mile fun run will begin at 6:30 p.m. and the 5K race begins at 7:15. Pizza and music will be provided for all participants. You must register before the run online at villageoflarchmont.org or at Village Hall. Also tomorrow night, the Minion movie plays at the beach at Harbor Island Park. Showtime is 8 p.m. and it's free. Be sure to bring a lawn chair and blanket or snacks and your family and friends to enjoy the movie Under the Stars. The Red Cross organization is in need of blood donors. On Saturday, June 15th, St. John's Lutheran Church is hosting a blood drive in Mamaroneck from the hours of 9 to 2 in the afternoon. Anyone who is at least 17 years old can donate blood and save a life. And Larchmont Public Library is hosting a Juneteenth celebration event. This holiday commemorates the announcement of the abolition of slavery in the state of Texas in the 1800s. Swing by the event on June 15th at 3:30 to learn more about this historic day. In honor of Father's Day, Playland Amusement Park is celebrating dads. This Sunday, June 16th, kids and fathers can enjoy a $20 unlimited ride and admission experience. Dads ride completely free.
LMC Cast. The whole system is hot. All right, cool. I definitely would recommend doing podcasts if you are someone that likes to get something off the chest, so you want to just talk about anything in the world that just might interest you. Podcast here at LMC TV is amazing.
I hope you're listening out there.
The Marine Education Center teamed up with NAMPA to save our seas. In honor of World's Ocean Day on Friday, both organizations hosted the first annual beach cleanup event.
Good afternoon, this is Jenny Reichlitsky of The Local Live. I am here at Harbor Island Park in Mamaroneck, where locals have gathered to participate in the first National World Ocean Day park cleanup run by the Marine Education Center and NAMPA.
Kyle and I have been talking about doing a cleanup, and with World Oceans Day being tomorrow, we thought it was a great fit to get people aware of not only the plastic problem and the garbage problem, but this is a world, global problem, and that we all can work together and save our seas.
We got a lot of people, and it just puts out the cause more, especially on a day like today. This is our first annual, so it's just getting the word out, and next year hopefully get more and more.
Just want to thank Kyle and the Marine Education Center for inviting us, and I'm looking forward to next year's.
What a beautiful day to kick off the first annual World Ocean Day cleanup here in Mamaroneck. Of The Local Live, I'm Jenny Reichlitsky.
Do you have a news tip? Seen anything interesting around town? Is there breaking news in your community? Send your videos, comments, pictures, and tips to The Local Live, your news source of Larchmont and Mamaroneck.
Remember, if you missed Thursday's live broadcast, you can catch replays of The Local Live twice a day on this channel. And you can find our story clips on our YouTube channel. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook and stay up to date on things you may have missed. Thank you for watching The Local Live. I'm Mike Witch. Have a good night.
This program is sponsored by Village Pizza and Pasta, located at 1029 Boston Post Road, Mamaroneck, New York. If you are interested in sponsoring this or other programs on LMC TV, contact us for more information.